Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. OhSheReads here at OhSheReads, and we are celebrating 12 days of Bookmas here on this channel, starting with today. So for those that don't know, it is kind of BookTube's ode to Vlogmas, and we are celebrating 12 days of Bookmas from today, Wednesday, December 13th, up until the day before Christmas, so New Year's Eve, which falls on Sunday, December 24th. So I really hope you guys will join me on this journey. Each video will follow a different topic that will be holiday and book related. So Merry Bookmas, and let's go ahead and get started. So in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my favorite holiday reads that don't exist. Yet, at least. So yes, we're going to be talking about holiday reads that I wish existed. I think that we often talk about our favorite holiday reads here during Bookmas on BookTube, so I wanted to put a little twist on things, my own little spin. So I came up with 3 really interesting ideas that I really do legit wish these books existed. And for my first one, it's Harry Potter related. I know, big surprise. And it's I wish that we had a short story of Harry and Ginny's first Christmas. Am I wrong? Am I wrong? Now, for those of you that don't know and haven't read the books all the way through, I'm so sorry, but this is kind of a spoiler. Harry Potter and Ginny Weasley do end up together. Sorry! Spoiler! But I wish we had a short story featuring their first real Christmas together. Now, as we know, Harry is pretty much a part of the Weasley family already. They all love him, and he is best friends with Ron, and Mr. and Mrs. Weasley consider him to be another one of their sons. So I don't think it would have been that shocking to see like Harry come home with Ginny as her boyfriend, and you know, those dynamics. I think that Mr. and Mrs. Weasley would be thrilled to see that, and there would be no conflict there whatsoever. But what I think would be fascinating to read would be after they've gotten together, you know, with how the Weasleys are and how much Harry loves them and fits into their family and how much he respects them. He's probably gonna not move in with Ginny before like them getting married or at least engaged. So I think it would be really interesting to have a short story featuring like their first Christmas or holiday season as a married couple. It would bring some light and levity into the series that gets so dark by the end. And even though we do get a flash forward and we get to see them and their kids go on to Hogwarts, it would be nice to have that like little in-between story as a novella. So if by some weird chance that you're watching this, I mean, JK, let's talk, you know? You can make it happen for us. You can make it happen. I would love it. Number 2 is a holiday read I feel would be very fascinating, and it would be something surrounding the Christmas myth of Santa Claus. Now, growing up for a lot of kids, Santa Claus is not just a mythology, but a real life being that many children believe in. Many of my friends growing up believed in Santa Claus. I never believed in Santa Claus. My brothers and I, our parents did not play those games. We came to America quite young from Nigeria, and we did not have that mythology in Nigeria. And Christmas for us has always been a very Christ-centered holiday, so we just never believed in that. We were never brought up with that. But when I came to America, I did notice how big of a myth Santa Claus is here and how many children really do believe in him and how real he is for so many kids. And I think it would be fascinating to read a book basically delving a little bit deeper into the Santa mythology. And if this was real, you know, there's so many movies about Santa, you know, like as if he was real, and you know, the North Pole, and you know, getting ready for Christmas. And it makes me think about like the Tim Allen movies and other movies along that vein. I mean, I think there is like an animated movie too about Santa Claus, but it would be fascinating to see Santa Claus today, assuming the mythology is real and Santa Claus actually exists, and him having to compete with like the online shopping and like the Amazons. And does it really mean as much to have Santa come down your chimney or somehow come into your house, since most houses don't have chimneys these days, and deliver your heart's desire if you can just order it from Amazon, and if you have Amazon Prime you get it in a few days, or just all this online shopping. They did say that this year, 2017, was the very first year in American history where online shopping during Black Friday and Cyber Monday, obviously Cyber Monday, but during Black Friday especially, surpassed people actually going into the stores. So online shopping is becoming a real thing, and in this modern world where things have changed so much, has Santa become obsolete? And it would be fascinating to read a holiday story from like Santa's point of view. And if he has a family, I know there's Mrs. Claus, but do they have any kids? In some movies, Santa has a son, etc., etc. But it would be fascinating to read a book from that perspective. Has Santa become obsolete? Does he still have a job? Does he have to retire? What's going on? And the third idea I have centers around another idea that has become very popular of late, and that is this new love of villains that we have. Whether it's the villain or the anti-hero, people are fascinated by the bad guy. They want to know his or her point of view. They want to know what's going on behind the scenes. You know, a lot of authors are humanizing the bad guy, and it makes me think about the Shatter Me series. It makes me think about, what is that book that Anne-Marie edited and put together with all the YA authors and the booktube writers, 13 Tales of Villainy or something like that. But, you know, people are really fascinated by villains and by the bad guy and just the psychology behind that type of lifestyle. And I think it would be fascinating to have a villainous Christmas. Pick a villain, any villain, maybe your favorite villain, or maybe even have a short story collaboration with a whole bunch of different stories about different villains and their holiday season and what that looks like. Do they have a family? Do they celebrate it alone? Are they sad? Are they happy? What's going on? I think that would be absolutely fascinating. Or even just taking like an anti-hero, which I would say that one of the characters in the Shatter Me series is more of an anti-hero than a villain, although it's questionable. I don't want to spoil anybody else. But I think that would be really fascinating to have a villainous Christmas. This is an idea. Somebody write this down and make this happen. A villainous Christmas, a short story collection, 18 short stories, or maybe 10 or 12. 12 is a good number. 12 short stories from the villain's point of view. Oh. Merry Christmas. Merry Christmas. Oh my gosh, I'm losing it. So that's it. 3 book ideas for my favorite holiday reads that don't exist yet. Who knows, maybe they will exist shortly and in the future, you never know. That is it for this video. I will catch you guys in my next Bookmas video going up tomorrow, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. And until then, I wish you all a very happy holiday. Alright guys, I will catch you tomorrow. Bye! Bye guys! Thanks so much for watching. I noticed that I read 95% on my Kindle this year. I couldn't find barely any physical books in my list. Most of the books I read were ebooks, and most of the books I read were in the new adult and the adult fiction